And so many of us struggle with perfectionism. And the pursuit of perfection, which is common to many of us, it's a double-edged sword. It may drive our excellence, but it can lead to dissatisfaction when we set unrealistically high standards for ourselves or our work product. We often find ourselves at a crossroad, torn between our commitment to our clients and to our practice and to our own well-being. But contentment really is not an abstract luxury. It's an essential cornerstone of a successful and meaningful legal career. Contentment is a source of strength that fortifies you against adversity. Please remember that you prioritizing your happiness amidst the intricacies of law is so important. Welcome to the Free Lawyer Podcast. I'm your host, Gary Miles. The Free Lawyer Podcast is designed for the lawyer, entrepreneur, or professional who is in some way unfulfilled, stressed, or stuck, and is looking for something better. We will discuss various blocks that limit us from achieving the personal freedom that we all desire, but have not yet fully experienced. And we will give actionable steps to free yourself from them. Are you looking to achieve a new level of success? If so, this podcast is for you. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here today. And I say this frequently, but I really appreciate each and every one of you. You guys give me so much support and encouragement. And I know many of you are regular listeners to this podcast, and I really, really appreciate that so much. And I just have one ask. If you like what I share here, if you get value out of it, I would love a rating and review. That would really support my podcast and accomplish my passion, which is having the message being heard by more and more people. Because you know how hard it is what we do, how much stress. And it's my goal in this podcast and my newsletter and my book and my coaching to help each and every one of you enjoy your practice more. So if you like what you hear, I would really welcome a rating and review, and click the follow button. So every day when you, Monday and Thursday, when you look at your phone, the podcast will be there waiting for you when you ride to work or take your dogs for a walk or whenever it is that you listen to podcasts. And if you have a friend who is struggling that you think these messages could be helpful, share it with them too. Because don't we all want to find contentment in our practice? And that's what I want to talk about today. How to find contentment in our practice. And I'm going to give you 12 tools to find contentment in your practice. I'm going to talk today about the benefits of being contented in your law practice, some of the obstacles of that, and give you these tools that you can start applying today to maybe find contentment and fulfillment in your practice. So as I often do, let me ask you some questions. Do you find joy in your practice of law? Do you truly enjoy what you do? When the day is over and you're home, do you feel a sense of contentment, of peace? We all want to be happy, content, and fulfilled. But sometimes that peace is it's so difficult to achieve. It's so elusive. We place ourselves in a negative mindset. We worry too much. We overthink. We resent or blame others. We regret choices we made or didn't make. We let ourselves get distracted and stressed. We get overwhelmed and frustrated. Don't you experience some of those? I know most of us do today. So I want to discuss the incredible benefits of your being truly content at work, the significant roadblocks you may encounter to finding professional contentment, and I'm going to give you helpful tools to help you recreate that joy in your practice. So why is it important to discover contentment in our law practice? How does that help us? What benefits do we receive? These are some really important reasons for you to work to find contentment in your practice. The first is you will have improved mental health. Our profession is known for its high stress levels, long hours, challenging cases, and contentment can buffer you against burnout, anxiety, and depression, and will promote better health for you. The second is enhanced productivity. When you're content and satisfied, you are more productive. When you feel fulfilled and motivated, you're more likely to approach your work with enthusiasm, creativity, and dedication, ultimately leading to better results for your client and for yourself. You will have better client relationships. Clients are more likely to trust and work effectively with you when you have confidence, composure, and contentment. When you're at ease and content in your practice, you will establish a stronger rapport with your clients, which will lead to better communication and more successful outcomes. You will have a better work-life practice balance. When you're content in your practice, when you achieve contentment in your career, you will strike a healthier work-life balance. And that balance is critical for you to maintain healthy relationships, pursue your hobbies, treasure your family, and enjoy your life outside the courtroom or the office. When you find contentment in your career, you're likely to stay in your profession for a long time. Have you heard of lawyers who are frustrated to the point where they say, I'm going to leave the practice of law? Contentment will help to mitigate the high rates of burnout and of attrition. When you're content, you're more open to innovation and adapting to changes in the legal landscape. And trust me, I've been practicing for 45 years, and I've seen a lot of changes, new technologies, new alternative dispute resolution methods, evolving legal trends. And you will be a role model for others. When you're content, you can be a role model for your peers, for the junior attorneys. Your positive outlook and approach to practice will inspire others to strive for contentment in their legal careers. But most importantly, you will grow to love the practice of law again. You will feel fulfilled. You will be happy you chose this profession. Contentment is not merely a personal luxury, but it's a fundamental driver of your success and your well-being. It's an essential ingredient for you to navigate the demanding challenges of your profession while maintaining a sense of fulfillment and purpose. But it's not easy, is it? There are a lot of obstacles in our way, and we've faced so many of these in our quest for contentment. And some of them are the high workload. Our profession demands such long hours, such heavy workloads, and tight deadlines. You may find it challenging to achieve contentment when you're constantly pressured to meet client expectations and billable hour targets. Another obstacle is the stress we're under. Our work involves complex cases, contentious disputes, adversarial relationships with attorneys, and high stakes. And that can create chronic stress and anxiety, which is a significant barrier to our contentment. We may have demanding clients. We're expected to provide excellent client service, but that often means working outside regular office hours and dealing with clients who want their work done right away and questions answered right now. And balancing client needs with your personal well-being can be very challenging. We may be frustrated by a lack of autonomy. You may want more control over your work, especially in large law firms or corporate legal departments, where senior partners or company management make the decisions. You may struggle with isolation. Legal work can be so isolating, with lawyers spending so much time researching, writing, and preparing cases alone. And even though there are lawyers in the office next to you, you feel like you're the only one, like you're working in a silo. And that isolation leads to feelings of loneliness and disconnection. And so many of us struggle with perfectionism. And the pursuit of perfection, which is common to many of us, it's a double-edged sword. It may drive our excellence, but it can lead to dissatisfaction when we set unrealistically high standards for ourselves or our work product. And so many of us face financial pressures, don't we? We are pressured to generate revenue, to meet billing targets, to work harder, to bring in more cases, more clients, more fees. And so often it seems like no matter how much we get paid, there's just not much left. And we may have a mortgage to pay and a car loan and student loan debt. So many of us are under financial stress. And that makes it harder as well to find contentment. We work in a very competitive environment. It begins in law school, doesn't it? Graded on a curve, we're trying to get higher grades than our friends. And it continues in our practice. We need to prove ourselves constantly. And that competitive environment, both against other lawyers on cases, but also inside our firm where we're trying to bring in more fees and more clients than our teammates, our colleagues in the same firm, that competition can create feelings of insecurity and inadequacy. And all this leads to a lack of work-life balance. Achieving that healthy work-life balance can be so challenging, particularly during peak periods when we're preparing a case for trial. And that imbalance, where we're working too much and don't find time for ourselves and our family, can strain our personal relationships and hinder our contentment. And all this leads to a lack of fulfillment in our career. We may find our work starts to lack meaning or purpose, and that leads to disillusionment and unhappiness in our careers. Overcoming these obstacles to find contentment often requires a combination of self-awareness, coping strategy, and maybe changes in our work habits. Finding contentment in our profession is an ongoing journey, and it requires mindfulness and a commitment to personal well-being. So how can we find contentment in your law practice? How can we overcome those obstacles? How can we do it? I'm going to give you today 12 tools that you can try to start utilizing today to find contentment in your practice. Number one, self-care practice. Oh, I know, Gary. We always hear that. We got to practice self-care. We have to take care of ourselves. We always hear that, don't we? But how much? Think about this honestly as you listen to this. How much do you truly focus on taking care of yourself? Too often, we put everything else first. We put our clients first. We may even put our family up there too, but where do you put yourself? Prioritize your self-care to maintain your physical and mental well-being. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, sufficient sleep, mindfulness will help reduce stress and increase your contentment. Find time for yourself. Give yourself a healthy luxury sometime. Go out for a run, play a round of golf, play some pickleball, whatever you might like doing. Play with your dogs, enjoy some time with your children. Take care of yourself, sleep well, eat well, exercise, practice your hobby. You deserve it. Find time for yourself, schedule it. It's so important. The second tip is time management. Effective time management is critical. And so often we work so hard, we become so much more inefficient. We multitask. We let ourselves be constantly interrupted. And sometimes the harder we work, the less efficient we are. You should develop a system that is productive and efficient. Prioritize your tasks. Write down everything you have to do and prioritize it. Set boundaries. So if you're working on something at work, close your door. Let your assistant or paralegal know you aren't to be interrupted. Work on it for an hour and then return the calls that came in or the emails you received. Don't allow yourself to be interrupted constantly or you'll never get it done. And you'll lose so much time refocusing and figuring out where you are. So prioritize your projects. Organize your day. Schedule your day, calendar everything you're going to do that day. Practice time blocking. Stop multitasking. And really one of the most important things is take breaks to recharge and refresh. That's how football players prepare for Sunday's game. They hardly practice on Saturday. They just have a walkthrough so they're not burned out. But we often wear our minds out and our wellness out by working so hard without ever taking a break. You'll find you get more done if you take a few little breaks during the day. The third tip is mentoring and networking. Build a supportive professional network. Get involved in a bar association committee. Find a group of lawyers who are similarly situated to you, where you share some common interest, where you can connect for lunch or dinner once a month. Folks you can be honest with and transparent with. And find a mentor who can help and support you. I've been practicing law for 45 years, and I found how much I help my clients through mentoring. You know, your coach can listen to you empathetically, can guide you and help you achieve clarity and confidence. I've had so many experiences, and my clients can truly unburden themselves with me. They can share things with me that they aren't comfortable in sharing with other people. They can get guidance and they develop confidence in themselves, clarity about who they are and what they want to achieve. So build a network of professional colleagues and seek a mentor that you're comfortable with. 4, develop effective communication skills. Those will enhance your client relationships and build better relationships with your colleagues as well. Learn how to listen, be open, pay attention. You know, clear and empathetic communication will reduce conflicts and increase your job satisfaction. And speak your truth clearly and concisely. 5, mindfulness and stress management. Practice mindfulness techniques to reduce stress and increase resilience. Mindfulness will help you stay present in your work and enjoy the moment. You know, it's so easy to live in the past, resentful and perhaps regretful about things that happened or didn't happen. And worrying about the future and what can go wrong is also so easy. Don't we often worry about the outcomes of our case or what's going to happen? But when we choose to live in the moment, in the present, and to be truly mindful, our life is so much more serene and so much more peaceful. You know, today, this moment is the only time you have any power over, the only time you can change anything in your life. You can't change the past and you can't control the future. But today is a time that you can change. You can create your future by what you do today. So be present in the moment. Be aware of your thoughts and feelings, and don't drift into the past or the future. 6, set realistic goals. Establish clear and achievable professional goals. You know, setting realistic expectations will reduce your feelings of inadequacy and increase a sense of accomplishment. 7, regular reflection. Reflect on your career and your personal goals periodically. Are you happy with where you are? Are you doing what you want to? Do you have the independence you wish for? Determine what is best for you. Evaluate where you are. What are your goals? What are your values and your beliefs? What's important to you? Set a plan to align your career with your most important goals. This self-assessment will help you align your practice with your values and your sources of contentment. Figure out what makes you happy. What's your passion? What truly sets you on fire? 8, let go of others. Don't worry about the thoughts and opinions of other people. Don't try to please them. I struggle with that my whole life. Other people have no power over you unless you give it to them. If you worry about what others think of you, you'll stop pursuing your dreams because you fear others will judge you. We never really know the opinions of others, do we? And worrying about them is just a needless distraction. 9, stop comparing. Comparison is truly the thief of our joy. We compare what we perceive as our worst trait to what someone else portrays as their best. We never win that battle. We all have strengths and weaknesses. Comparing does nothing but make us feel disappointed and resentful. 10, no more expectations. Do not expect anything. Do not expect people in your life to behave a certain way. Do not expect a specific outcome. One of two things happen when you wish for something, when you expect it to happen. You either get exactly what you expected, but you don't feel grateful or happy because you expected it, or you'll feel crushed because you expected to receive something, a certain result, and you didn't get what you expected. Neither is healthy. Expectations do nothing except take away the joy of life and create frustration on your part. 11, practice acceptance. There are many, many circumstances in your life where you have no control. No control over the demands of your partners, your workload, unhappy clients, frustrating lawyers, or a challenging court schedule. Stop resisting them. Accept them as being the reality you face. That's what it is. Those are the circumstances you have. You can't change other people, and resisting them just creates your own stress. Instead, focus on what you have control over. You can control your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. Reflect on those circumstances in your life, accept them as being what they are, and then choose how you wish to respond. You can set your boundaries, you can make different choices, but don't be frustrated about those circumstances. Just live with them, accept them, and create your own reality. And 12, be grateful always. We cannot ever be miserable when we're living in gratitude. Even when nothing seems to go our way, when we may have failed or disappointed ourselves, or when we face what seems like an insurmountable obstacle, we still have so many things in our life for which we can be grateful. You will learn that you live in contentment when you focus on what we have to be thankful for. So many of us, and I know I have, I often think about what I don't have and I want, or I think about what I have and I don't want to lose it. But when I want what I have and appreciate the many gifts in my life, I can truly be grateful and contented. It's of course challenging to practice all of these every day. But if you review these tips and strive for them daily, you'll find you live in a more fulfilling and peaceful place. So practice self-care. Manage your time efficiently and productively. Obtain a mentor and network with other colleagues. Work on developing strong communication skills, not only talking, but listening as well. Be mindful and live in the present. Set realistic goals for yourself. Reflect regularly on your values and your goals for your practice and what's important to you. Let go of the opinions and thoughts of others. Your life isn't to please them, but to take care of yourself. Stop comparing yourself with other people. The only person you should ever compare yourself with is yourself. Let go of any expectations of other people or circumstances or outcomes. It only creates disappointment. Practice acceptance. Stop resisting those things you cannot change and work on changing the things you can, your own thoughts, feelings, and actions. And always practice gratitude. With the relentless demands of our profession, we often find ourselves at a crossroad, torn between our commitment to our clients and to our practice and to our own well-being. But contentment really is not an abstract luxury. It's an essential cornerstone of a successful and meaningful legal career. Contentment is a source of strength that fortifies you against adversity. Please remember that you prioritizing your happiness amidst the intricacies of law is so important. You can illuminate your path toward contentment by embracing self-care, acceptance, gratitude, and the support of mentors and peers. I hope you always find the balance and fulfillment that you seek and deserve. I call this podcast The Free Lawyer because my passion is to help you be as free in your career as you wish, to not feel trapped or stuck or overwhelmed. And these 12 tools to help you find contentment are a key that can help you get there. You can do it. It would take some work. I know practicing self-care and accepting those people around us who are so frustrating isn't easy, but trust me, you can do it. And if I can ever help or support you in any way, please let me know. That's why I'm here. I'm happy to reach out to you for a connect call. You can reach me at my website, GaryMiles.net, and set up a time where we can chat. I would love to connect with you. I hope you guys have a great day. I appreciate your support as always. And please be well, be safe, and be free. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the Free Lawyer Podcast. Wherever you are listening, if you enjoyed what I shared, please leave me a rating and review. I would appreciate hearing more about what you like best and what topics you might like me to cover in future episodes. If you are interested in experiencing a more fulfilling and a more successful life, please contact me at www.GaryMiles.net, where you can schedule a free discovery call with me so I can learn more about you, your challenges, and your dreams. I appreciate each and every one of you and have a great rest of your day. Thanks to all of you for your support.